What if the only thing keeping you poor was the way you saw yourself? Not your situation. Not your luck. Not where you were born. Just the story you believed about yourself. This is the story of a man who had nothing. And yet, he had everything he needed. He just could not see it yet. His name was Omar. Every morning, same spot. A corner of a busy railway station. Same place, same routine, same life. Stretch out his hand. And wait. A few coins here. A small note there. Enough to survive. Never enough to live. But Omar had accepted this. This is just who I am. And that belief was the real cage he lived in. One afternoon, a well-dressed man stepped onto the platform. Confident, sharp, successful looking. Omar approached him immediately. Stretched out his hand. And waited. The businessman looked at him. Then asked something Omar had never been asked before. Do you always just take from others? Have you ever given anything to anyone? Omar blinked. Sir, I am just a beggar. I have nothing to give. The businessman looked at him calmly. If you believe you have nothing to give, then you have no right to ask for anything either. I believe in exchange. Give me something, and I will give you something in return. But if you have nothing to offer, I cannot help you. He boarded his train and left. Omar stood there completely still. Those words hit somewhere deep. If you have nothing to give, you have no right to ask. That night Omar could not sleep. Have you ever given anything to anyone? No. Never. He had spent years asking. Years waiting. Years taking. What if he was right? What if that is why people never give me much? Because I offer them nothing in return. 2 days passed. He did not beg. He just thought. But what can I give? I have nothing. Round and round. Until the third day. He was sitting at his spot, staring at the ground, when something caught his eye. Near the tracks, a small patch of wild flowers. Bright, colorful, alive. Something clicked. He walked over, picked a small bunch carefully, and when the first passenger dropped a coin, Omar held out a flower. The man looked surprised, then smiled, and took it. The next passenger did the same. And the next. People were not just giving coins anymore. They were smiling. They were saying thank you. And something shifted inside Omar. I am not begging anymore. I am giving and receiving in return. But wild flowers were not enough. Some days there were none. And when there were no flowers, people gave less. Omar saw the pattern clearly. So he started saving. Every extra coin. Some days he ate less, so he could save more. After 2 weeks, he bought his first proper bunch from the market. He arranged them neatly. Went back to the station. But this time, he was not begging. He was selling. His posture changed. His eyes changed. Weeks passed. He learned what people liked. He learned the busy hours. He saved more, bought more. 3 months later, a proper little stall near the station entrance. A small sign. Fresh flowers, Omar's. People recognized him now. Not as the beggar in the corner, but as the flower man at the entrance. 6 months of small steps. 6 months of giving before asking. One flower at a time. 6 months later. Same station. Two well-dressed men crossed paths. Do I know you? Omar smiled. Yes, we have met here twice before. The businessman studied his face. Then his eyes went wide. You are the beggar. Omar laughed quietly. That was me. But today I run a flower business. And I am traveling to open my second stall. The businessman stared. What changed? Omar looked at him calmly. You did. You told me I had no right to ask. If I had nothing to give. That night I asked myself, what can I give? And the answer was simpler than I expected. Start with whatever you have. Even if it is just a few wild flowers. The businessman smiled and extended his hand. Not as a rich man to a beggar, but as one businessman to another. Omar's story is not about flowers. It is about something deeper. Most people wait to receive before they are willing to give. When I have enough, then I will start. When the time is right, then I will move. But life does not work that way. You give first. Start with whatever you have, even if it feels small. Because giving changes how you see yourself. And that changes everything. Omar did not become a businessman at his stall. He became one the moment he chose to give. So ask yourself, what can you offer right now? However small it feels. It is your first flower. If this story moved you, share it. Subscribe to Inner Avenue. See you in the next one.